The head-to-head matchup tool is a very simple but very powerful little tool on the website. Head-to-head matchups are kind of the bread and butter for anybody who's taking golf betting seriously. But even if you're not using this for golf betting, I use this often to break ties. You know, if I'm between two different golfers for fantasy and I can afford both of them and I need to choose one, I run over here to the head-to-head matchups tool and I plug them in. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to pit any two golfers against one another, choose the number of rounds that you want to look at, and the model will tell you the likelihood of each golfer winning that 4-round matchup. It is based on a 4-round matchup. This is a continuation of the work that both Data Golf and Joe Pita have done in this area with my little twist and back testing and changes to it that I think are improvements. But for example, here's Jon Rahm and Rory McIlroy. And I like to, you can start with 100 rounds, but I like to change this to something like last 24 rounds. And you change it for both golfers, and you'll see the numbers are going to update here. And if you look at only the last 24 rounds, Rory McIlroy smacks Jon Rahm in a matchup. 68% of the time he wins a 4-round matchup. That's a huge number. Not only that, but during the last 24 rounds, Rory McIlroy has gained strokes to the field more frequently than Jon Rahm. He's gained 1 or more frequently, 2 or more frequently, 3 or more, 4 or more, 5 or more frequently than Jon Rahm. It's a clean sweep. This, to me, this addition, this funnel of how many strokes a golfer is gaining to the field and how often is critical in head-to-head matchups. I'll get to that in just a second. So last 24, Rory's gaining 2.4 strokes to the field. Jon Rahm, 1.5. The win probability for Rory, 68%. Jon Rahm, 31%. That would put a projected money line, this does not include juice, obviously, of Rory McIlroy at minus 221. So, for example, if you were, what I do is I go to my book of choice and I start looking through the matchups and I start plugging in the golfers that they have. And, for example, if Rory McIlroy was minus 150 over Jon Rahm, I would bet Rory McIlroy because he should be minus 220, right? That's the idea here. And maybe let's find, let's do somebody who maybe has had a little bit of a better run. Let's do Scottie Shuffler and Rory McIlroy. So Scottie Shuffler, not that much better. He only wins this 37% of the time. The money line for Rory is still in favor, minus 169. The one thing to note here, the reason that I like having this breakdown is Scottie Shuffler is actually better than Rory McIlroy at gaining 1 or more strokes and 2 or more strokes. Rory's ceiling is way higher than Scottie Shuffler's ceiling is. But Scottie Shuffler's floor is a little bit higher. And that is kind of important in this situation. Now, Rory's a bad example because Rory is just, a freak of nature. He probably wins everything against everyone. But here's a perfect example. Scottie Shuffler versus Cam Smith. I have Scottie Shuffler winning this 51% of the time. Very, very close. It's nearly a coin flip. If I were to bet this, it's probably unbettable because the lines, this is probably not a bet on the surface. But look at this. Scottie Shuffler is better in 0 or more strokes, 1 or more strokes, and 2 or more strokes, whilst Cam Smith is better in 3, 4, and 5. Cam Smith's ceiling, higher. Scottie Shuffler's floor, much higher, which in matchups, I would lean towards the floor. So I would probably bet the Scottie Shuffler side of this. If I was just looking at this data, even though it's very, very close, 51%. But that to me tells a story, and I like having that solid built-in floor from a golfer over 1 round or over 4 rounds, especially in a matchup, especially in a cut event. A cut event which, if Cam Smith has 1 bad round, might miss the cut. Unlikely that Scottie Shuffler has that bad round in him just based on the numbers here. So really powerful, really easy tool, hopefully a visual that allows you to quickly identify the golfer at the side that you want, something that I use frequently to break ties or to bet matchups.